I swear they move it every single time. Here we go. Like it's always in a new space. It isn't, but okay. Oh, beginning in our usual way of our steady and sweet seat, as steady and sweet as it can be in the beginning. Feel your connection to the ground, feel the length of your spine, the fullness of your shoulders, the softness of your jaw. We'll come right into pranayama, 3 full sighs. And following that up with our 3 calming breaths in through the nose, out through a small space between the lips, maybe with the head movement of the subtle shaking no, and the lowering of the chin towards the collarbone. If you took that movement, your inhale brings your head right back up. And as you exhale, moving this way slows the exhale down and allows ourselves to feel a little more calmer. Moving into your diaphragmatic breath, your hands might stay on your lap, they might move to your tummy, and allowing the breath to descend into your body as you breathe in and expand and kind of stretch all of the areas on its way down. And as you exhale, engaging, feeling strong and steady, feeling the breath ascend and strengthen you as it travels up and out. And with your next inhale, reaching your arms up. And as you exhale, bringing your hands down the heart center into Lotus Mudra. Taking our 3 B's breaths here. Inhale. And bringing your hands down and giving yourself a moment to find the breath that will sustain you or bring you back throughout your practice. And again, I don't know how many times I have said this, how serendipitous life can be, but our suggestion of the day, our seasonal symbol, is the elders, and it is to embrace endings. So let's give yourself a moment with that thought. How some endings are easy, and some endings are certainly not easy. And being able to acknowledge that every ending has a process. But at some point in time, every ending has the opportunity to be a beginning. From this space, when you are ready, you can come down onto your back. Make sure the space around you is clear. When you get down onto your back, you can start with the bending of the knees and hugging them in. Doing that little rocking from side to side. Feel that stability of your mat and the earth beneath you on your back. Feel as you rock around, maybe taking some soothing comfort from that stability, from this space of sanctuary. But as much as we love to step into this space loves and waits for us to step into it as well. And then we'll just move right into a familiar hip series. So shifting your hands over to your right knee, place your left foot flat on your mat. And just do a moment here where you do the pull of the right knee and the push against the left knee, getting a little bit of that hip separation, one hip internally rotating and the other hip externally rotating or tipping and tucking. And just take it a couple more times. You'll pull and push, and then you'll relax. You'll pull and push, and then you'll relax. Maybe one more time. And as you relax, keep your hands on your right knee, but if it feels comfortable to straighten your left leg and let it rest on the floor, extend through the left leg. And then just moving right into Pavana Muktasana. So as you inhale, pulling the right thigh against your tummy. As you exhale, lifting your head, tucking your chin, and curling your heart up towards your right knee. As you curl back down, making sure your shoulders get wide and your chin untucked so you feel nice and long on your mat. And then soften the hold on your knee. You want to deepen this stretch the next 2 times you go through it. Make sure that you flex your left foot so that you're pushing through your left heel. And that'll give you just a little more strong length in the movement. So taking your time with the last 2 rounds on this side, moving with your breath. And when you get to the end of that second one, place your left hand on top of your left hip like a weight or an anchor. Place your right hand on the outside of your right knee and let your right knee start to float open to the right. So it's like you're in a non-connective supine tree pose. So the foot, your right foot should not be on your left leg. And for some of us, we like the support. We like feeling like our right leg is being held by our right hand. But for some of us, we wish the stretch went deeper. So if you wish the stretch went deeper, place your right hand on the inside of your right leg and very softly, very nicely, give it a little tiny baby push. But make sure you're still pushing down the left hand to the left hip so you stay open and square. And then letting your right hand assist, bringing the right knee back to center. Relax your left leg. So if your left foot is still flexed, relax it. And then use your left hand to bring your bent right knee across your body. Extend through your right arm, palm up. And if it feels okay with the neck, you can turn and gaze to the right. It might be too soon. We might not be warm enough, so just test it out. And then easing back through center. As you come through center, bend your left knee, Place the left foot flat on the mat again and cross your right ankle over the left knee. And then take the little chicken wing movement, slowly pushing the knee away and then bringing it back and pushing it away and bringing it back and pushing it away and bringing it back. As you push it away this next time, leave it pressed away. Lift your left foot up, grab onto your left thigh. And it's kind of nice to start with that rocking again, just moving left to right. But again, eventually you might want to deepen this movement. And when you're ready to do that, you'll bend your elbows and pull both legs closer to your torso, and then lengthen your arms and decrease that stretch. And then engage your core so you can release your left thigh. Place your left hand on your right foot. Place your right hand on your right knee. Bring your left foot back down to your mat. And again, you can leave the knee bent and the foot flat, or you can extend the left leg down onto your mat. And you'll just kind of take that rocking movement, that kind of mobile supine variation of pigeon. And then releasing your right foot. And when your right ankle comes back in line with your right knee, flex both feet and start to extend your right heel towards the sky. And then bend your knee. And then extend your right heel towards the sky. And bend your knee. Extend one more time. Leave both legs really long. One's in the air, one's on the ground. Feel that nice stretch. And then we'll twist again. So if you want to take the long right leg over to the left, go ahead and begin the movement here. If you don't like that big of a movement, bend your right knee, relax your left leg, and once again, take the right knee across the body. Coming all the way back through to center, hug your knees in, rocking around. This helps realign the spine and neutralize the hips and the shoulders. So when you feel all aligned again, place your hands on your left knee, put your right foot down on the mat, and take a few rounds of that hip separation. One hip is rotating towards the torso, while the other hip is pressing away towards the center of your room. And then you relax. And just kind of pull and push and relax at a pace that feels good to you. And after that next one, we'll come into our Pavanamuktasana. So again, you can leave the right leg just how it is, or you can slide the foot away and lay the right leg down on the ground. Inhaling, drawing the left thigh towards your torso. Exhale, squeezing up. Inhale, rolling down, open and wide, and softening the hole on your knee. Inhale, thigh to torso. Exhale, curl up, curl down. Soften the hold on your knee. One more. And as you soften the hold, bring your right hand to your left knee, your left arm out to your side, palm up, and take your bent left knee across your body. Again, maybe navigating the turning of the head or the not turning of the head just yet. And easing back to center. As you ease back to center, bend your right knee, step the right foot flat on your mat, cross the left ankle over it, come right into that little chicken wing movement. You're pushing the knee away from you and then letting it come back. And again, the right hand might already be on the right hip, which makes me realize that we left out an entire move on this side. We'll fix it so we don't walk crooked. We'll come back to it. But pressing it out and in. And the next time you press it away, leave it away, lift the right foot up, grab onto your right thigh. Start with that rocking from left to right. And maybe eventually layering in that additional movement of bending the elbows and then lengthening the arms. And engaging the core, releasing your thigh, right hand to left foot, left hand to left knee. Place the right foot right back down, and you can leave it there or you can slide the leg long. Come into that cradle stretch. From here, we'll come into that movement that we missed on this side, that I missed. So as you release your left foot, bring your right hand to the top of your right hip, and then let your left hand, knee just kind of open to the left. Again, you might be supporting it with your left hand, or you might be encouraging a deeper stretch with your left hand. And then bringing your knee to center so that your knee and ankle are all aligned with your hip. Flex both feet and press your left heel up towards the sky. And then bend your knee. And then press your left heel up towards the sky. And bend your knee. One more time. This time leaving it up there, really pushing through both heels. And then deciding if you're going to come into your twist with your leg long or if you're going to come into your twist with your knee bent. If you're bending your knee, make sure you relax your right leg. And then take your left leg over to the right. Left arm extends to your side. Maybe play with the head turn again. And then coming away from that twist, working your way back to center, knees bent, hands on the knees, rocking around a little bit to feel yourself even back out. And then from here, just taking a moment, you can either bring the soles of your feet down to your mat with your knees bent, placing the hands on your ribs, and just move through pelvic tuck and tilt. If you've got a tight lower back, this is what I recommend. If you're feeling pretty relaxed and pretty open, you might stretch out into a Shavasana-like space right now. So Maya's words for the seasonal symbol begins this way. As the energetic year comes to a close, we enter the time of the elders. The elders represent not just the old age we will all eventually face, but all of the endings we will find, whether they be at the end of a book, the close of a business, the failing of a marriage, or the final breath of a year. The elder's soft skin and sagging thighs remind us that there's no escaping endings. Our task is not to avoid them, but live into and up to them. The elders encourage us to let laugh lines be etched upon our faces and the celebrations threaded in silver strands through our hair, because the journey is striving and growing and loving is the point of the whole exercise. in living. We're going to pause there, and I invite you to take a couple of more breaths to just acknowledge that the life that you are living, have lived so far, is only possible because of the endings you've seen. The ending of each year that you've seen, each stage of your life, people, places. And if that thought feels a little melancholy or sad, I invite you to take a breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth and acknowledge it for simply what it is. It's part of your journey. And as many emotions as we have about any ending that we come to, the end of summer, the end of a career, there's also beauty in it, and growth, and opportunity. And in hindsight, there's usually something more. Something that at the beginning of an ending we didn't see, but at the completion of an ending, we're like, oh, okay. So just give yourself a moment to be soft and accepting and understanding. And if you have your legs and your arms extended, bend your knees and bring your feet flat on your mat. Heels in line with your sits bones, shoulders full on the mat. You might need to lift your hips and set them back down to come into the fullness here. And bring your arms down by your side, and let's just move through a few slow rounds of bridge. So as you exhale, tuck your pelvis. You're going to feel your core engage. As you inhale, press into your heels, keeping your thighs running parallel to each other, and lift the sacrum. You'll probably lift some of your lumbar spine, but keep most of your ribs on your mat. And then lower back down, tucking your pelvis as you go. And when your inhale begins, tilt your pelvis. As you exhale, tuck your pelvis. As you inhale, lift into bridge. And as you exhale, lower back down. And the reason I wanted to bring this pose in here is because a lot of times we can think of endings as bridges to our beginnings. So if we think of our seasonal time as autumn is coming to a close, it's creating a bridge to winter. As our time of harvest comes to a close, it's creating a bridge to being able to rest and nest. And even as our lovely little studio comes to a close, it's giving ourselves an opportunity to wonder, what does my practice look like now? Take one more flow. And as your hips come down again, hug your knees in one more time, rocking around, getting a little comfort in this childlike position. And if you want to go even bigger, you can come into happy baby, opening the legs from each other, flexing your feet, bringing your peace fingers to your big toes. You might have to curl up to get there. As you curl back down, let the soles of your feet shine up to the sky. You might pause still, letting the shoulders get heavy, and then you might rock again. And then gently releasing your toes if you've got them. We'll come up to our seat. So if you like to roll front to back, take that variation. If you prefer to roll to your side and press up, take that variation. Coming in to your seat, feeling grounded, feeling long, feeling full, feeling soft, feeling your breath. We're going to work our way up to standing. We're going to be on our knees for a little bit. So if you need to adjust that or bring in some different props to be on our knees for a little bit, make sure you gather what you need. And when you're ready, you can inhale your arms up and exhale all the way over to hands and knees. Once you get to hands and knees, I invite you to pause for a second. Once you've got your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips and you feel your spine long between, and you know you're not locking out through the arms, instead of launching right into cat-cow, go right back to that pelvic tuck and tilt. So make it be small, be strong and steady through the shoulders, and just move your pelvis a little bit, trying to keep your ribs steady. Let the breath help. And after this next round, take it into the fullness of cat-cow. Cat-cow on your knees just feels kind of not awesome today. You can roll back onto your seat and do cat-cow from your seat. And then one more time, if you want to take this a little bit more, you can bring the arm and the leg into it, reaching out as you inhale and rolling under as you exhale. And if you're taking that variations, do it 3 times on one side and then switch to 3 times on the second side. And then coming down, taking a moment in your child's pose. Lifting the gaze, extending the arms, starting to bring your body forward. And just before you get to plank on your knees, tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Setting your gaze at your hands, bending your knees, taking a step and a step. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chair. Come into our little willow tree here. So find your chair, feel your base of your feet nice and steady. Feel the length of your back, even though you're in a diagonal line. And then very gently tuck your tailbone. And then keep your tailbone tucked as you inhale and lengthen up. It kind of keeps you a little firmer around the low belly to move a little more slowly. And then we'll take the side bend. So bringing the arm down as you lean over. And as you come up, bring both arms with you. Feel the fingers reaching towards the sky and the heels pressing into the ground. And as you exhale, press down into chair and complete the exhale by again tucking your tail. As you inhale, you'll slowly rise up, keeping the tail tucked as you do. And then as you exhale, taking the side bend to the other side. Inhaling up. Exhaling into chair. And when you get to the very end, make sure you tuck your tailbone. Keep the tailbone tucked as you inhale and rise. And as you side bend, remember, keep your heart to the front and the back even and press down into the heel that's on the long side of your body. Coming down with that tuck of the tail. Inhale, rising and side bending and up. We'll take each side 2 more times, so there's no rush. Moving with the breath, moving with the focus, finding that harmony between the front and the back of the body as you side bend. Good. Taking it to each side one more time. And as you come up this time here, bring your arms behind you, just kind of resting the forearms on your low back. And come down into chair again. This time, don't tuck your pelvis, tilt it, and lift your gaze up. Press the shoulders down, relax your jaw, taking 3 breaths here. And then sending your gaze forward, begin to rise up, release your arms, step your feet out, and come into monkey drum. Good, slowing your momentum down, coming right into Brahma Dandasana. Opening your feet, stabilization through the pelvis and the shoulders, breathing in and exhaling into sun rub. Taking a moment to press the hands into each other, feeling the strength of your shoulders, lifting a little bit through the perineum towards your belly button. You might kind of adjust your feet, lift the toes and fan them back down. Make sure you feel radiant and strong and sunshiny. And then as you inhale, rise. And as you exhale, hinge. And as you inhale, bend and pull. And as you exhale, sunflower down. Moving through this movement, this vinyasa 2 more times. As you come down, we're going to stay right here. Just place your hands on the tops of your thighs. Lengthen out a little bit. So you're pushing your sit bones behind you. You're pushing your heart in front of you. Shoulders go wide in between. And we'll take that alternate shoulder to knee. So as you bring opposite shoulder to opposite knee, the arm is long. The hand is pressing into the thigh. And the thigh is resisting it a little bit. And then coming up through center, taking catcher stretch to the opposite side. And to center. Let's take each side 2 more times. And then we'll come into our windmill twist. So coming right back to the center, bringing your fingertips down to the ground or to a prop. You'll lengthen up through your legs and kick your heels out so that your feet are either straight or slightly pigeon-toed. From here, placing one of your hands below heart center, either in a fist or on a palm or on a prop. And then the inhale will sweep you open like a water wheel or a windmill. And then exhale, bring it down. Inhale, sweeping open and coming down. sweeping open and coming down. Last one, sweeping open and coming down. Pause here, soft knees, don't fully bend them, just get them soft. Lift your heels, bring them back in. Now your toes are out and your heels are in. Walk your hands back to your thighs. Look straight ahead. And now lift up. Take a little bit of that space out, but not too much. Come right back into your monkey drum. And slowing your momentum down. Good. So we'll come right into our 8-limbed tree. So finding your Tadasana. You should feel very long in your body right now. We did a lot of things working on those muscles that really help us feel stable in our body. We actually did a lot in our shoulders, even though I might not have mentioned it too much. So you should feel pretty wide in that area. So just take a moment in mountain. Feel stable and strong and long. And then bring your hands to your hips. Soften both knees. Shift your weight to your right foot. Come up onto the toes of your left foot. Step the toes of your left foot on top of your right foot. Now you still have this bend in this knee. So by tucking your tailbone while you lengthen this knee, you're going to come back into that nice feeling of strength. From here, slide your toes up towards your knee. Slide them back down. And open. Figuring out where you want this foot to be, anywhere below your knee. Could be really close to the knee, toes could be on the ground, or anywhere in between. When you find it, leg pushes into foot, foot pushes into leg, and feel that in the gluteal muscles, and then release your hands down. As you take a breath, reach your arms out to T. Rotate your palms facing up and bring your first finger to join with your thumb. Bend your elbows into cactus. Extend into V. Bring your hands up above you, interlacing your hands, releasing your steeple finger. And with the mudra of pouring out and letting go, bend your elbows. Take the mudra down, down, down. And when it gets to your tummy, turn the mudra over so the fingertips are pointing down. And then release your hands, release your foot. Step out and monkey drum in between sides. And then come back to center. Same thing, give yourself a moment. Really feel the feet, the thighs, the pelvis, the waist, spine, shoulders, jaw. Feeling long, strong, and stable. And then place your hands on your hips. Bend your knees a little. Shift your weight to the left. Pick up onto your right toes and then step your right toes on top of your left foot. Lengthen your left leg while you're tucking your pelvis a little bit. Feel everything kind of wake back up. And then drag your toes up. Drag your toes down. Open your knee to the side. Decide where your foot is today. And then leg pushes into foot, foot pushes into leg, activating the back body. And then release your arms down. Lift the arms to T. Rotating your palms face up, first finger to thumb. Bending your elbows. Opening to V. Arms straight overhead, palms come together and interlace, releasing your steeple finger. Bringing this mudra down through third eye, throat, heart. When it gets to the core, pour it out. Release your hands, release your foot, step out and monkey drum. Good. Come back together with your feet. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, soften your knees, bringing your tummy towards your thighs, then rounding the back, sending your gaze down into a gentle forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, and step back into downward facing dog. Okay, so we'll come into pigeon and then a twist. So bring your right knee, shin, foot forward, extend your back leg back. Release the top of your foot down. You climb up, increase that stretch. And then when you're ready to release down, come to the forearms. And again, I like a lot of movement in pigeon. You might like a little and then eventually none. However much of a little movement you like is perfect. So just take a few breaths in pigeon, exactly the way that feels great to you. Now lifting your gaze, first we need to shorten how far back our back leg is. So come up onto your hands or your fists. Bring your back leg in just a little, enough so that you can sit down on the outside of your front hip. And then you're going to take your back leg and swing it around so that your foot is now on the outside of your knee. If this feels too wrapped up, you can start by just pushing this foot a little further out. If it still just doesn't feel great, you can bring this foot in front of the shin instead. But if this feels okay, inhale nice and tall. You're going to twist into your thigh using your hand or your elbow. Now it seems to be my theme of the day. If you want to take it deeper, as you untwist, this bottom foot is going to come parallel, and this top knee, you're just going to slip the foot off the ground and encourage it. Oh, that's tight today. Encourage it to get closer. And then we're going to let it all go. So you're going to lean back into your hands, send your legs out in front of you, crump them down like you're pitching a fit. And then we got to get to pigeon on the other side. So bend your knees, pull your body into you like you're getting ready to sit cross-legged and roll over. Whatever knee wasn't forward this last time, straighten your feet out in front of you, bring that knee forward, send the other leg back. Hands come down, body lifts. And then coming down towards the forearms. And again, taking as much rocking or as little rocking as you would like. And again, lifting the head, your back leg's pretty back there. So as you come up onto your hands, start by shortening it. You're just pulling it towards you. And then you can rock over onto that hip. Then your back leg, can pull through. And maybe that foot finds its home on the other side of the thigh. If that's just, again, no good, bring it in front of your shin instead. Once you've decided where your feet are, lengthen up, twist into your thigh using your hand and or your elbow. And again, you might let that go. Bring your back foot forward, slip this foot off the ground, and encourage. And release again. Bring your hands behind you, send your legs out in front of you, front bum down, like you're pitching a fit. And slide your heels in, slide your arms out, come down onto your back. Oh, give yourself a moment right here. With your feet attached to your mat still, and your arms stretched out wide, you might do a little pelvic tuck in twist, tilt, tucking and tilting. And then I'd like us to do that thing with our knees. So find neutral with the pelvis. Let the knees rock left to right several times. And then we'll let our body come into that slightly more awkward than normal twist. The next time that your knees point to the left, see if you can let them just kind of lower down. And I know your feet are usually closer to your body, but let your body twist this way for a moment. So your knees are pointing to the left, turn your gaze to the right. And then bring your gaze to center, bring your knees to center. Let them float side to side. And then as your knees travel to the right, let them go all the way. Turn your gaze to the left. Gaze to center, knees to center. We're going to twist one more time before Shavasana, but before then, pull your knees into you, rock around. And from here, I want you to pick whichever twist you think will suit you best today. So you might just straighten out perpendicular and go. You might bring one foot down and cross the other ankle or heel over. You might do a twist we've already done today. Taking about 2 breaths. And then giving yourself a breath or two to transition to the second side. And once you're settled in the second twist, giving yourself another full 2 breaths. And back to center, hugging your knees in, and then stretching out into Shavasana. Again, you might starfish out, you might leave your knees bent, you might come up to your seat instead. All of the ways to practice are great. As you rest and soften your breath and soften your body, picking up where we left off with Maya's words. Because the journey, the striving and the growing and the living and loving is the point of this whole exercise in living. The elders know that the finale is woven in the minute. Sorry, I said that completely wrong. The elders know that the finale is woven in the minute the loom is threaded or the first step is taken down a new path. The ending is implied in the beginning. And yet, as we get closer to it, it's so easy to turn our heads away and pretend that the present will go on forever. But this is not to be. How you approach and ultimately face the moments when fate takes its scissors and snips a thread is the stuff of which both character and stories are made. It's also the stuff of your new beginnings. This is the secret the elders also know. The next beginning is right there waiting, but it can only begin after the final curtain. Continue to rest. Feel the breath coming in and out. Feeling the beautiful balance and harmony of the inhale and the exhale. Acknowledge that even your breath has a beginning and an end, and an end and a beginning. Maybe feeling the pause between the two, a sense of limbo, potential, a space of holding. Feel a transition of a cycle. And if you are supine, taking this next breath in and inviting it to extend down to your fingers and your toes, getting them to wiggle and waken. The next breath, stretch through your limbs and then maybe pull your knees towards you. Eventually coming up to seated. We'll all meet. I know I just said that I have a very unaffectionate cat. Telling you guys, when I'm teaching yoga or when I get in bed, that's all I get. What is this? Oh, let's all inhale and reach our arms up. As you exhale, wrap yourself up in a loving embrace. Inhale and reach your arms up. And exhale, bringing your hands down to heart center. The inner light in us sees and honors the inner light in each of you. Namaste.